you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hey there, welcome to the Detroit Cast. Sorry, we had the volume down. Welcome to the Detroit Cast on a Monday with Mike and Jay. Big E is here. Kadog is here. Still an asshole, but he's here. No poos.
No poos.
How are you, buddy? How was your weekend?
It was good, man. It was a big soccer weekend for me.
Yeah.
It's tryout weekend.
Fun or stressful?
Both.
Yeah.
It was like, man, so many balls in the air in terms of like trying to keep track of who's who and what piece could fit with what team. And all. It's just, dude, it's so crazy when you step back and you go, oh my gosh, we're putting together like 10-year-old soccer teams, you know?
Yeah.
And it spans from like 7 to 16, 17. But you
Yeah.
know, in large part, you're going, all right, where can we put Joshua?
Oh my God, it's like a giant jigsaw puzzle.
It really is.
And do kids get bummed? Like, I want to be on Timmy's team.
There's all sorts of shit like that, and you're trying to keep track of everything. There's forums everywhere, and there's people calling you and texting you, and people like from different clubs who are falling out, wanting to come over, and then you get worried because so and so didn't show up. It's youth.
I assume that goes
sports,
both ways too.
Yeah, youth
where
sports,
you lose guys, they lose guys.
drama to the hilt, man.
Yeah.
And it didn't end on Saturday. It like kept going all day Sunday, calls all day long. I'm meeting with all these people, getting forms signed. And, I know it's your nightmare. It is,
dude.
It is so much administration and having to keep on top of shit. You'd give it like 2 days and be like, fuck that.
Yeah, I am always amazed when people have correspondence with us and people are like, I mean, they'll tell me like, it was amazing working with Jay. I mean, he got back to me right away. He was very attentive. It's like, yeah, he's good at that.
It's the only way to do it. Otherwise you just fall into this chasm of, you never get out of it. So I've been trained for years, just respond, keep on top of it.
Yeah.
And that's what this whole soccer thing has been, man. It's
well, it's almost killed you. So
yeah, that and the other things they have going for sure. It's been a rough go of it, but I think I'm over the hump.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it was a fun weekend.
Good. Well, congratulations. I know it was a lot of work, and you've been going hard for months now at that. So
thank you.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. It'll be fun. E, how was your weekend? I know you went out of town. I saw some pictures.
Some images.
Yeah, if you will.
No, you know, this is NASCAR weekend. A lot of people. I don't know if we have any listeners or I don't know if we have listeners that watch NASCAR or not. But yeah, this was it. This is 15 years, dude. I didn't realize that. I forgot. This was the 15th year in a row I've done this with my dad, which is kind of crazy to think.
Was your dad raging all weekend with you?
No, he was not.
So what does he do when you
just
go
shows
do
up?
that
He
shit?
just shows up Sunday now. He used to try to show up on the weekend, and
so he just sees you all wrecked and nasty, and he's just like, "Oh God,
I'm
this
good,
is my boy."
Well,
so he shows up Sunday. You've been there since Friday,
right?
And you've gotten shit-faced Friday night,
right.
Shit-faced all day and night Saturday,
right?
And then what do you look like when he shows up on Sunday?
I try to usually get myself a little bit together. Usually, put on a cleaner shirt, maybe, but. It doesn't get much better. You pretty much, for how you see me right now, is how he saw me. So, I mean, I wasn't wearing those pants, but
the Pistons tearaways.
The Pistons tearaways are not.
You grace us with every day,
right? I put these on just for you guys,
dude. You got some sun this weekend.
I know, yeah, dude. It was weird.
What's with the big bruise on your arm?
Oh boy,
that looks like a hickey.
It does.
Yeah,
that's a hickey, dude.
No, it's not.
Who punched you?
My buddy bit me for some reason. I really don't know why.
Back up.
I know. I don't know why. I don't remember.
Wait, let me see that again. That's a huge.
I honestly was hoping you guys didn't see that because I didn't want to tell that.
That's brutal, man.
I have no reason remembering.
Did you put him in a headlock that he didn't feel was
You have
warranted?
no what? Go ahead and finish that. You have no what?
I don't remember why he did it. I know I said you're
Sorry.
right. No, but I will say this. I actually already told this to Mike though, Jay. But this was an interesting thing. Like we were sitting there on Friday, and it was kind of a shitty day. Friday sucked.
Make sure you're into the mic, you son of a bitch.
It was pouring. We were supposed to go to these concerts. They didn't end up playing because it was raining so hard, and there was lightning even a little bit. Anyway, though, at one point we're outside the concert venue because we're drinking cheap beer out there, so we don't have to go in and spend $8 beers.
Right.
And
I don't blame you.
Been there.
This other dude comes up to us and he's like, my family's in there, blah, blah, blah. Can I sit? You want to sit with, I have chairs. We could sit down. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So we start sitting with him. Then out of nowhere, like, I don't know how long we were talking, but for some reason he decides to bring up to us that he's married. And then also he, quote unquote, wants to have sex with his stepdaughter. And like at first I'm kind of like, oh, I hear that, but kind of just like assuming he's kidding.
Yeah.
And then me and my buddy look at each other like, he's not kidding. This guy wanted to have sex with his stepdaughter.
And how was she hot?
And no, she wasn't. I ended up meeting her right at the end. We were about to leave. She looked all of 13 to 14.
Oh, no.
And she wasn't even close to good looking, dude. Like I
what,
know
what was a miss?
Short, stumpy, fat, not a good face. Just an overall package was not good.
She have beautiful eyes.
Yeah, very beautiful eyes. But like I didn't know what to say to this guy. Like I'm just like, okay, he's serious. And then we kind of try to. I think that's when we started to move away, and it just happened to be that his wife also came up after that point. But
when presented with the option, I think I would try to discourage pedophilia.
I will say this.
Opportunity presents itself.
Jay, I will say this.
It would be a rare thing that it would be presented in that fashion, but I think my reaction would be like, dude, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Yeah. I really wouldn't. I think that's a bad idea. But instead, he's just like, whatever, dude.
I will say this. I didn't know how old she was when he first said it. I was kind of hoping that maybe she was like a college student. Maybe he married this chick and, she already had an 18-year-old daughter at least or something. I actually did not think that she would be like.
Because that would have made it better.
Well, I mean, it's not technically illegal.
A little bit.
Yes,
not his blood. And
it's not his blood. If she was 18.
You guys earned a bang and your 18-year-old stepdaughter.
Well, whatever.
It's definitely a better scenario than the former.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. It's always a crazy. I mean, I know people saw the images. Obviously, I ruined my new Detroit Cast hoodie that you guys gave me. And I knew I was going. I knew I was going to do it too. I'm going to be honest. I went there.
What happened? It looks like a bomb went off on it.
No, did they?
And of course, it's the white one, not the black one. It's the white one.
Well, you have to have the white one if you're going to go to a paint party. But they had
of course. What was I thinking?
They had a DJ booth set up in the back of one of the campgrounds, and they did a foam/paint party.
What does foam mean?
It's so awesome, dude. It was the first one. I actually have been wanting to go to one of these for a while. So
how do they do that though without like an enclosure? Because they're just spewing all the
inside,
foam,
right? No. There was a stage, and then I don't know where it came out of, but like on both sides of the stage, though, there was, I guess there must have been, some sort of tubing, or I don't know where it was coming from. But dude, I wish I had the video that my buddy took, but it was, there was a shit ton of foam. Like at one point, my cooler was on the floor, on the grass, and you couldn't even see my cooler anymore. That's how much foam had been getting shot out of these things.
Really?
And then the paint was just like, almost like if you took paint, like paintballs, but like probably just whatever's in those paintballs and just concentrated paint and just shot it out at you.
I don't know. That doesn't look fun to me, Mike.
No, there's a time. If you were drunk enough, that'd be fun.
It was so fun, dude. I had a blast personally, but
it would ruin anything you're wearing, right?
Yeah, I knew you wanted to wear something white. When you go to paint parties, you're definitely supposed to wear white because that's the the point. You want to get it colored. Okay. I think the Detroit Cast hoodie. Look, and you know what's funny? It
looks tie-dyed now.
I know I got rabbit ears. I get it. Yes, I read all your comments. So yes, I have rabbit ears to the goddamn comments. And somebody's like, "What a selfish asshole! He got that shirt for free, and now he ruined it within a week." And I get it. But then if I didn't wear it, then everyone would go, "Oh, Eric's walking around MIS without a Detroit. Not letting anyone know what the show is." I very specifically. Normally would not. I'm someone who doesn't like the idea of wearing our own stuff. But I'm like, dude, I'm at an event where there's about 80,000 people, 90 for the weekend. I'm going to wear the hoodie, hoping that someone does see it and want to know what it is.
That's the corner you backed yourself into for being such a fuckface. You're going to get that criticism one way or the other.
That sweatshirt.
I know, dude.
That is trash.
Yeah.
Are you going to wear it still?
I'm hoping that the colors are going to stay. I don't know what's going to happen when we wash it. And when I say we, I mean my mom.
Of course.
When we watch it.
But I'm hoping they stay. I think it'd be cool if they stayed on there a little bit.
Did you get into a mud wrestling event too?
Well, I'd probably, I kind of slept on the ground a little bit. And,
I would have liked to have seen it without him going to the paint party. You know,
probably would have been all that just without the colors.
Without that pink and without that blue that we're seeing, it would have been trashed out.
I did. Well, I did wear that hoodie both Friday and Saturday night. So
that looks like something you'd pull out of a river.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Like that it was just buried for 10 years in a river and you just found it. Like, oh wow, look at this.
But but overall, I would say it was definitely a successful weekend to me though. It was a blast for sure.
How'd your phone survive? Your trashed phone. Look at that. Dude, his phone looks every bit as good as his sweatshirt. All right,
doesn't have the purple thing. The purple.
Well, that's because so at some point last night, apparently it fell out of my pocket, and I just remember before I went to the concert. So I remember just going like, God damn it! So I just ended up going to the concert. Like, I guess I lost my phone. Oh well. And so this morning I woke up like early as shit because I can't sleep when I camp. I'm just laying on the grass for one. I passed out on the grass, but anyway, it rained probably a good solid 2 hours last night. Hardcore.
Your phone's just sitting on the grass.
Yes. This morning I walked for about an hour back and forth, like over about maybe 100-yard distance, just knowing it had to be there because I'd only been two places. I'd been in this one guy's pickup truck.
Sure. Tell us about that.
Yeah. No, that was just no. That was just it was him and his son. And me and my buddy, we were just driving around the campground, like drinking beers and kind of like woo or whatever. But no. I know I'd only been in this truck and on our campsite, so I had to be there. Like it had to.
Right.
So I ended up. It was totally just on the grass in the camp. Like how did it? I don't know how it's still working. It poured rain on top of my phone for probably 2 hours.
Like it's not.
No, it is completely fine. You know what? I had an issue for about 1 second. It was like giving me a problem when I first found it. I turned it off, and a half hour later, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to turn it on again and see what happens.
Good to go.
Completely normal.
Yeah. I was watching a video actually with my dad not long ago at his house. He was showing me that of people doing the tests on the iPhones versus other phones, and they just drop them in buckets of water and just see like how long before this thing just starts shitting out. And he finally gave up on the iPhone. It was like, I don't know, hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I've
completely submerged in water.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've heard more stories, and I think I've had issues with other phones in the past where it's like
minor wetness.
Minor wetness, and it was just done.
I thought the rice.
So maybe these are better than I realized. I don't know.
They are, but your screen is completely smashed.
Yeah, so it has been smashed. So why haven't you done so? It's been a year now that you've been dicking around with that screen. Man.
I know. It's the thing is
I'm just trying to find the time.
It's just laziness.
Yeah.
I know.
Can't find the time during the day.
I just don't want to go there and have to wait. And
you could do it yourself.
Yeah, no, I couldn't.
Yeah, you could.
No, I couldn't.
Dude, I took that one off the iPad.
I know you did.
That's just the mini version of it. I mean, you could totally do this.
I don't have a steady hand for that.
That's true. Don't have a surgeon's touch.
Yeah, well, we're not all menders like Jay. Like you're used to.
I'm used to mending. You're right. Hey, Zotford still needs your trade-in, so they've had to extend this offer for a limited time. Zotford is conducting a special key for key event. During this event, you can exchange your current vehicle for a brand new 2015 Ford without spending a dime out of your pocket. Also, they may be able to match or lower your monthly payment. Zotford is authorized to assist you in terminating the remainder of your loan or lease, no matter what you owe. You give them the keys to your current vehicle, and they will give you the keys to a brand new 2015 Ford. Plus, as an added bonus, Zotford will make your first month's payment up to $500. You can only do this at Zotford, and you can only do it during the month of June.
Very good. Speaking of advertisers, it sounds like we've got a new advertiser coming on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was funny. When we got off the phone with Krista, and we'll give you details as we go, but Beth called right afterwards. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, talking to Krista." And she's like, "Who's Krista?" I'm like, "Well, Jay and I just got done with a three-way with her." She's like, "Excuse me?" I was like, "Yeah, never mind."
Wait a minute. What the fuck? You guys are fucking listeners. You're not telling me about it? You don't have to invite me, but at least let me know about it.
I just did. Oh, no, it was a three-way call, but it still sounded bad on the phone.
Right.
So anyways, we'll give you more details as we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I met her she was at the show on that Saturday too.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah. We got a lot to get to today. Dare I say a big show, more of a recap of the weekend. Really. Honestly, Mondays are my least favorite show. They're our highest rated show, but they're my least favorite shows because I feel like I don't know if it's stories seem old to me by the time Monday gets here.
That's it right there. A lot of shit breaks on Friday night, Saturday, and you've seen it a couple days, and you're like, nah.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
But we haven't talked about them, so
yeah. Well, we've got an update on the chick, the two chicks that got in the fight with the little kid
in Walmart. Yeah,
at Walmart
involved the kid. Yeah,
yeah. An update on the female rower. I think we did that story, right?
No, we didn't.
We haven't done that. The chick was going to row from Japan to San Francisco, 6,000 miles by herself.
Oh, really?
Oh, wait.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese.
Yeah, that's okay. She's not Japanese, so I think language barrier won't be too big of a deal.
This?
It's a feat. People set goals and they try to accomplish them.
Really?
Try. Sometimes they get really close. Sometimes they don't get so close.
Really?
We got the Dallas gunman.
Yep.
That broke Friday night. But my favorite story over the weekend was Rachel Dolezal, the
NAACP president of Spokane.
Yeah, in Washington. However, before we get to any of that, I want to harken back to Friday's episode when we tried to call Adam Herzl.
Right. Who can forget it?
Yeah, or Hurdle. And we ended up getting John Hurdle, the wrong Hurdle. Thanks, E. Appreciate that. And got into it with him.
I mean, it really seemed like it turned out pretty all right. So, I mean, you could argue that the results were even better.
We met a very interesting man.
Yeah, he was a piece of work. But if you remember, Mickey found a number for us that he thought was in the same area. And I wanted to try him one more time.
Within seconds, if I remember. It was like, boom.
Yeah,
he had the
instantly
number.
found it. And we weren't able to get him. And I don't know if we'll be able to get him now. But
he didn't pick up, right? Was
right.
that it?
Am I a bad person if I'm hoping that this is the wrong number?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want.
Going back
I know
to
what you don't want.
The story and the reason we were interested, for those that weren't listening to Friday's show, first off, shame on you. Secondly, he's the guy that was in his garage, took off his boot, and shot himself in the foot.
Seems reasonable.
Because he wanted to know what it felt like.
Seems reasonable.
First time I've ever seen that actual story outside of Jay, going back to high school, saying stuff like that. So you want to dial him up there, Kadog? And this will probably go nowhere, but worth a try, right? What were you going to say?
Nothing. It was just more me being selfish about not wanting this to be the right number in reality.
That is selfish. So are we ever going to hear a ring on our side of this phone line, or is it just going to be hello?
It says ring.
No, it's not ringing.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello? Adam? What's his name? Adam?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello?
Sorry. The phone system shit the bed.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Yeah, he's sick of people asking.
Yeah.
Were you going to try your phone? Is that what you were going to try?
I was going to, but if he's just sending it right to voicemail, it'll probably just happen again. He's probably getting bombarded with calls. I know. I can imagine, but maybe we'll try in like in the afternoon or something one day if we can get together. Yeah. Anyway, we won't give up on that. Now back to Rachel Dolezal. As Jay mentioned, she's the head of the NAACP in Spokane, Washington.
The NCAA. You're familiar with it?
Is that what I said?
Is that the tournament in March?
Yeah, she's the head of that.
Is she?
Yeah.
Nice.
Big shit.
Dude, I got to be honest. I'm a big fan of the tournament.
I don't think she's got much to do with the tournament.
Oh.
However, and this broke over the weekend too.
Who doesn't love the tournament?
Right, dude. Fill out your brackets and
lots of fun. Let's talk to her. Let's call her and talk to her about that.
Does she decide who's on the bubble?
Look at this girl, by the way, in her younger.
I know.
Days.
I know.
She claims to be a black woman.
Mom and dad sitting there going,
and she's as white as they come. And she's basically fooled everybody into thinking she's actually a black woman. She's running the NAACP.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
This girl right here.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, without her hair all curled.
Yeah.
There she is.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a Mormon, doesn't she?
She does.
There's one thing when you say I don't see color. Oh, I don't see people in color.
I see white girl.
Right. I don't.
I definitely don't see color there.
Yeah.
But she's, been so full of shit. She's taking pictures with like some black guy and it's like, this is my dad. And her
Isn't
dad.
she adopted though? Isn't that the deal?
No, these are her parents.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I read something. There was an adoptive parent.
No, her parents have adopted 4 black kids.
Gotcha.
And so she's got these kids and she's like pawned some of them off as like, this is my child.
No.
Like, yes. I mean, it's bad, dude. It's bad. But so the story broke over the weekend. She's passed herself off as black. Now her parents have told the press that she is their birth daughter. We're both European descent. We're puzzled, and it's very sad. Her ethnic heritage is German, Swedish, and Czech.
My God.
Rachel stopped corresponding with her parents because she was afraid that they would expose her ruse. Some additional facts now are coming out about things she said in interviews, and it's all coming unglued now. She was supposed to have a press conference with the head of the, with like national heads of the NAACP tomorrow at 7.
Like the tournament committee.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is blowing up so big now. They're like, we're going to need some more time and shit to rethink stuff. So we'll get back to you at a later date. And so they've canceled the meeting scheduled for, I guess tonight, Monday evening. She admitted that her parents are white when asked by the Spokesman Review in Spokane, Washington. She answered, "That question is not as easy as it seems." Nah. That seems like a really, really. Jay, are your parents white or?
Yeah, my parents are white.
They are.
Yeah.
E, are your?
Yeah, they are.
I had to think about it though. I'll admit. Yeah.
You did, but
Mike.
I mean, to say that question isn't as easy as it seems.
You could argue that it's very black and white, huh?
Expect that from me.
Get it, guys?
We got it.
There's a lot of complexities, Jay.
There is?
And I don't know that that everyone would understand that.
Between your parents being black or white?
Was this like the single drop of blood theory here? Like if
we're
you can
all from the African continent.
Yeah, if you can track it back, whatever generations. I don't know, dude. Is this just really in reality her casting the net broadly, trying to expand the job pool into an area that she was just felt closed out of before? What's she doing here, man?
I don't know. Well, they would argue that, there's white people that have been a part of the NAACP and part of the civil rights movement. But the idea of lying about it, I think, is a real problem.
Yeah.
She says she lived in a teepee and her family used bow and arrows to hunt.
What?
In an interview with the Easterner.
Lived in a teepee.
In a teepee. I think she said she was born in a teepee at one point.
Oh my God.
I haven't even heard the word teepee in a long time.
That's like an igloo. Like
right.
if you're gonna make it like, I lived in what's more absurd? I lived in an igloo or I lived in a teepee.
Well, it depends where the igloo was and where the teepee was. She's in Montana. She actually said she was born in a teepee in Montana.
Igloo would work.
Pretty outrageous as far as the concept.
She said her and her parents have lived in Colorado and South Africa. Her parents say all of that is complete bullshit. She is an adjunct professor of African American Studies at Eastern Washington University. She teaches African American Studies as well as classes including African and African American art history, African American culture, the Black woman's struggle. She's teaching courses on the Black woman's struggle.
Really? She have a big struggle growing up, did she?
An intro, apparently she did. She has other interests too, including African dance and ethnic hairstyling. That's paid off for her.
What is she just doing? Just picking every single is there no diversity in her?
Yeah, she went to Howard University.
Wow.
Like a traditionally all black university.
Jesus.
She's a licensed diversity trainer. She's got her master's from Howard, where she reportedly told her adoptive brother not to blow her cover. She then became director of education at the Human Rights Education Institute, a licensed diversity trainer.
Jesus. She is like the whitest looking girl I've ever seen, too.
Yeah, I know. And a consultant for human rights education and inclusivity in regional schools. She says she was repeatedly abused by her parents.
What a weird route to take, just so strange.
When did she
she's like all in,
Yeah, she's going.
And when did she make that choice? You know what I mean? When did she just decide one day?
It's sort of like the Slow Donnie situation. He fell out of a tree and immediately was like, from here on, I'm retarded.
Yeah.
And he just went with it. What happened to her, right?
There had to be a moment. and she said, I gotta commit or don't.
Yeah.
And just boom, I'm black.
What was that? Like maybe an application on a college application.
I don't know. Her parents acted like she always connected with that culture. And so she says that her parents beat the shit out of her all the time and they would abuse her by skin complexion. The object her mother and stepfather used to punish them was called a baboon whip. Used to ward baboons away in South Africa. These whips would leave scars behind. They were pretty similar to what was used on slaves.
Yeah.
A baboon whip.
So she gets it. She was, Kunta Kinte herself. Was whipped by her master. Her parents also say that's total bullshit. They've never lived in South Africa. Her mom was a missionary in South Africa. This little girl never visited there, never was there. According to her ex-husband, her ex-husband was abusive to her, and even their son at 2 years old, little Franklin, would intervene between her and her ex-husband's violence, and he would sometimes get thrown against the room. She says she was date raped. She was date raped by a mentor.
Jesus Christ.
One of her paintings was at a convention center in San Francisco where her and a trusted mentor went to dinner together to celebrate the sale. As soon as she looked away, the mentor slipped a date rape drug into her drink. Her mentor took advantage of her that night. She said suing was nearly impossible because he had tons of money.
Okay.
Isn't that the point?
Yeah.
You want to get that money. That's the person you want to sue.
Collectible.
Right.
Yeah.
You want
exactly.
It sucks when you sue someone that
sue
don't
the
have
homeless
money.
guy and you kind of like fuck.
Right.
Couldn't I get raped by a wealthy guy?
Right.
This would be much more prosperous.
That's the best case scenario is being raped by a guy with a lot of money.
She can never trust anyone again to hand her a drink. Ever. Of course, she never reported anything to police and no one was ever arrested.
Oh, seems like she's constantly overcoming, right? Is that the theme in her life here?
Yeah.
That's what she's creating, these scenarios of struggle and perseverance and overcoming and conquering.
Oh, it gets better.
Okay, keep going.
She says she's blonde because of cancer, which may or may not be true. I mean, she could have had cancer. I don't know.
True.
She developed cervical cancer back in 2006. During chemo, she decided to keep her incredibly long blonde dreadlocks she had and still puts them on today. She was considered cured in 2008. She says her black brother is her black son. According to her dad, Larry, her oldest son, Isaiah, who she cites in the press, is actually her adoptive brother. He used to be my brother, but I have full custody of him now. Oh, you have custody, so that makes him your son? Oh, okay.
Isaiah with a Z, right?
Yes. Yeah. They could DNA test me if they want, she said to one paper. All right. Her parents say they adopted 4 black children. Ruth Ann says it's very sad that Rachel has not just been herself. Her effectiveness in the causes of the African American community could have been much more viable. She would have been more effective if she'd just been honest. She has repeatedly claimed to be the victim of anti-black hate crimes. She says Idaho white supremacist groups burglarized all of her homes when she lived in the state and explained that they felt threatened by her female power. They threatened to kidnap her son and they hung nooses in her yard. And they've looked into that. No arrests were ever made, of course. And they're like, she moved into a house and there was a rope hanging off a tree where the previous owner used to hang his deer kills.
Okay.
And
I thought you were going to say tire swing, but
yeah, that would have worked as well. But yeah, they're hanging nooses in my tree because I'm black.
What's this girl's day to day? Like, I wonder just what her day to day is like, really, like in her mind. You know what I mean? What is she? I don't know. It just seems this is a lot of lies. Dude.
This week, she claimed that she's been getting hate mail, racist hate mail in her mailbox. She's gotten like 20 letters of hate mail and death threats.
Do people send mail anymore?
Yeah.
And that just be emails, hate emails. I mean, that'd be more realistic.
The problem with this is the initial package that was received at her keyed mailbox, so which means her or her mailman have a key to the mailbox.
Right.
Did not bear a date stamp or a barcode on it.
Somebody put it there.
Yeah, which she told police when she reported it. Investigators interviewed postal workers who said it was either very unlikely or impossible that the package could have been processed through the post office, implying that the only alternative was that it got put there by somebody with the key. Asked about the possibility that she had put the package there herself, she said, "That's such bullshit. What mother would terrorize her own children?" Well, 2 seconds ago, you said your mother terrorized you.
Right. So
what's that? What's that? Munchausen syndrome, where you constantly act like your kid is sick, right? It sort of sounds like that, you know, like
Munchausen by proxy.
Yes, where she's just creating these obstacles in her life and constantly like claiming to be overcoming them. And
do you think it's guilt for not for taking a role and working your way up the process and dealing with real life people that have real life struggle and trying to fit in?
Yeah, she's trying to reflect that, right? It's trying to show she has street cred. It sounds like at every turn, but it's like way over the top.
Yeah. But this idea of pushing your way into that and not deserving to be there, in a sense that you've gotten whatever white privilege, whatever people's definition of white privilege is, it sounds like this is someone who has full, access to it.
Right.
That you just couldn't, no matter what you did, no matter how far you grew in the NCAA, you wouldn't actually be able to say you can take that off at the end of the day. And then, I mean, she's putting tanning shit on. That's blackface. Yeah. She's basically going in blackface. She's putting really tight curls in her hair, in her straight blonde hair, to make it look.
But is she doing anything that's other than in the best interest of her constituents?
I don't know, but the fact is, your credibility is shot.
Of course,
when that secret comes out.
It's bizarre and weird. But has she done anything other? I mean, how is she running the organization? Is there any complaint?
Apparently, she's doing really well.
Yeah, she's doing good.
Which I don't know if that's good or bad for the NCAA. No, if the NAACP, if you come out and like, oh yeah, of course, now that the white woman's here, they take us seriously and shit. We didn't get shit done till the white lady faked her way into bleeding black, and now we're getting all this shit done.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, does it make them look worse? Sure, the white girl comes in, pretends to be one of us, and now all of a sudden we're
it's running swimmingly.
Yeah. So I don't know. You could probably look at that a few different ways, but I guess she's done well. And at the end of the day, isn't that kind of what you want? The things that pisses me off is she acts as a civilian police watchdog and stumps for Black Lives Matter. Appointed by the mayor of Spokane, she goes on ride-alongs with police.
Well, you know exactly how that goes.
Yeah, what I said, it was like, get him, pull your gun. She's the exact opposite. She goes on these ride-alongs to oversee them for any hint of police brutality. Any hint, she's reporting people. So these cops have to go on like teetotaling in their car, 10 and 2.
Can you imagine that as a cop going out on the beat with the leader of the NAACP?
Oh.
I mean, it's just okay. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, just go around giving 5-over tickets all day. She serves as the chairwoman of the Office of Police Commission. Her application to that position included self-identifiers as Black, White, and American Indian. The community wanted diversity and limited background checks. And this is where it gets interesting, too, because these are roles that are specifically meant for inclusion from smaller groups. And that's a position taken by someone who doesn't really fit into that group.
Right.
Howard University, did she take a scholarship or an opportunity away from someone who truly did struggle through life to get
So it tells me, like, when you're purporting to be a person of color, there's not much background check going on, because I don't know, you look at her and you'd have questions. It's not like she looks quote unquote black.
No,
and then
she couldn't look less black.
And then you look at her parents, they're clearly white. What sort of check goes into this as you're applying for colleges and so forth and putting down race?
Yeah.
Well, I think we've gotten to the point in society where you can't call anyone out for anything or else run the risk of looking like you're not inclusive enough.
You're being typical in what a black person's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of people of color.
Yeah.
That would be the response.
Of course.
Yeah, you're right.
And how dare you? I checked the box.
But dude, you have a much better chance of, say, getting into a college if you're checking certain boxes. American Indian? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's a home run.
Yeah.
Black
American
Eskimo.
Indian? I'm a black Jewish Eskimo. I mean,
trifecta.
you're in.
Yeah, that's
what everybody's looking for.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah. Damn, you're right, Jay. You should why not just do it and then see what they, and then if they say something like, if they really call you out and you could just be like, I made a mistake. I don't know.
Your life could be golden. You could be a fucking black Jewish Eskimo and everything that you designate, or you could be, or you could say that you feel like a chick and enter every single athletic event.
Exactly.
And just kick ass. there's apparently it's all subjective now.
Right.
I was reading a story last week about Harvard and how they're trying to untarget Asian applicants. Like they've got too many Asians in the school.
What?
See, I hate stories like that where it's like, no, Harvard is the top of the tops. How about the best kids get in? I don't give a fuck what color they are, what sex they are. I don't care about that. How about we try to make the best we can possibly do? And if that's an Asian guy,
me sorry, me no speaking Chinese.
And the school's freshman incoming class for 2016 is 99% Asian.
So
well, everybody else should try harder then, because they're obviously kicking the shit out of you. How about that? And if it was 99% black and as the incoming class, wouldn't have a problem with that either.
Right.
It's this idea of skewing things, and that seems like reverse racism in a horrible way to me. You know, squeeze someone into some box that they fit in.
Yeah, anytime race is taken into consideration, you could argue, why are we doing this, right?
Yeah. In the famous, so she's a charter member of the bullshit campaign. Well, not, I guess Black Lives Matter isn't bullshit. I was thinking more Hands Up, Don't Shoot, which she's a part of too. But she wrote in the famous last words of Eric Garner, "I can't breath." We all remember those famous last words. There is a metaphor for the asphyxiation we are experiencing as black people in America. And in Spokane, the air is thinner for us now. We are not all getting the same amount of oxygen here. So don't stop us when we reach for the oxygen mask that is hope for justice. Let us say that what we need to say, march when we need to march, and hold our kids when we need to feel their hearts beat. Let us be with us and let us breath.
God, that is so mental, man. She is completely identifying with a race that is not hers.
Here's the problem that I see with this story is...
Which one?
There's a million problems with this story, but for the left, this is like someone they prop up, right? This is the leader of a chapter of the NAACP.
This is the lady who puts the teams on the tournament pool every year.
Big money in that every year.
She's on your team. So, and the same side has been pushing this narrative across this country for months now about Caitlyn Jenner can be anyone she wants. Caitlyn Jenner identifies as a white woman. So Caitlyn Jenner is a white woman, and don't you dare say anything otherwise.
That's what I was just pointing out to E. He could live this life with gender, race, whatever. It's all up in the air, right?
15 years too late, Jay.
But if she goes, well, I've just identified as African American.
You hijack the race. You can't do that.
Yeah. Well, apparently you can. Maybe you can.
Right.
Just go. Nah. You know what? I mean, could you imagine? Seriously, I'm not even joking. Like that's kind of the way this thing is spinning, where it's like. You just identify as what you identify as, and then
how do we question that?
How do we question that? What do you feel like being today, Jay?
Dude, I certainly don't feel like being Sideshow Bob. Isn't that what we're looking at here?
Oh, Jay with a Simpsons reference. I like it.
Dude, you're totally right. That's what it's becoming, just subjectively. Yeah, whatever. Anything goes.
Well, dude.
I can't say how you feel, Mike.
Yeah.
I can't say that that's wrong or right.
Who am I to say?
So it's all about your happiness, Mike.
Yeah.
Be who you are, truly.
But being black in America, being any minority in a country and going through those hardships, nobody's going to deny that things might be more difficult for certain people in certain aspects of life, that things that you and I and E and Kadog will never experience in day-to-day life.
Yeah.
You know, opportunities that are there, maybe that aren't for some groups. Nobody's denying that racism exists in America, but racism as a whole doesn't exist for that woman.
Yeah, she's hijacked that narrative. It's total bullshit.
Yeah.
She's advancing herself based on a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
Yeah. Sharpton's come out, by the way.
Oh, has he?
Is he confused as to what to do? What is he doing?
Well, you know, what are you going to do? He's more upset with her parents.
Okay, for not being black.
That would make this.
That's an outrage.
This is outrageous.
One of you should have been black.
They should be the adults here, is what Sharpton believes. I think that it's not about her race. There are whites in all of our organizations, and there are whites in the civil rights movement. He continued.
Okay, but she's acting like she's black.
That's not what's happening here.
Yeah. if she was applying and rising the ranks as a white woman,
good for her, right?
That's great. I think that's good for the NCAA. That you have someone, then it doesn't look like it's. I mean, it truly could make it look like an inclusive group that's all fighting for the same thing because we believe in this movement. Instead, you've got someone that's fake running up that ladder, pretending to be something that they're not. I would think that of all people, Al Sharpton would have a problem with that. Mom and Dad, come on, are you really going to do this to your own kid? Be adults here. He wondered what motives her parents may have and why they've just come forward with the information regarding their daughter's race.
Because it's at the very least, it's fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
I just got to point out how weird this is. What my daughter's doing, just FYI, she's totally white.
Why are they coming forward with this information about her race? Because she's been
didn't a brother rat her out? Like,
yeah. Here's what I think this comes down to. This summer, there's supposed to be some sort of trial. There was accusations of maybe some little bit of diddling going on in the household between the brother Joshua and maybe one of the siblings. Now, those people all deny that to the hilt, and she has apparently sided this the fake black girl has sided with against the family and taking this one child. So they think that it's
so she's using her public pedestal to kind of put power behind that one side, and the parents are like, "Whoa, hold on, T.O."
Yeah.
Chick's white, by the way.
Yeah. And
FYI.
The other side would argue that the reason she's coming after, the reason the parents are coming after her and making these claims about her being 100% white
to try to shut her up
is to prove that she's a liar. So when this case goes to court over the summer, her credibility is destroyed.
Which,
there's
an argument to be made there.
Seeing her parent, I swear to God, seeing Larry and whatever the mom's name is, they could not look more like your stereotypical
Scandinavian,
middle America, Eastern European descent, white mother effers.
Yeah.
They just look like this. Hey, how you doing?
It's a weird tack for her to take.
They wouldn't get what dude do. They would totally be the one screaming, "My word, what did this young gentleman do?" It's funny, but
wow.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, though.
Yeah.
So, Jay, would you then
look at him?
Yeah, they're. I would, if I had to pigeonhole them, like
you're not saying those aren't.
I
brothers?
hate to do that.
What is the deal with it? She's obviously a smart girl. You don't get your master's.
No, there's something mental going on, dude.
Do you think, or is that something where you start going down that road and you like the way it feels? And you don't think you're going to get caught. And
you don't call that mental? I call that mental.
Yeah.
I call her, she probably started out innocent enough.
Made a claim and, hey, it went through.
Well, she probably has a great passion for the plight of that race and overcoming things and moving things forward. Great.
Yeah.
But, she probably told one little lie that spun into another. I don't know how lies build on one another, and then you just got to keep it going.
Hell yeah.
That's a pretty big one to reach that status, head of the NAACP and a big city like that.
Yeah, it seems like
you're just so right there that checking up on these. And nobody at one point, did you do an interview at all?
Right.
Or was there a...
You'd think the smell test would have just, look at her. Yeah. Okay, well, let's peel back the onion a little bit here.
There's a girl that's on CNN all the time, and she's got orange hair, super tight curls that you could mistake her for this girl.
Yeah, I totally know
who looks bleached white. And she's a black woman, but you can almost tell she's a black woman. This girl, so I could see where people would go, "Oh, she's just a really light skinned," but she's going, you know what? I mean, you've got to involve beauticians in your thing. You know what I mean? Like you're going to the place every week to get your hair tightened.
Skincare products. I mean,
that's who she said was her dad.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And he's playing along. He's cool with that.
I don't know. Apparently, yeah. She's like, she tweeted out a picture like, "Yeah, me and my dad at the blah blah blah." So. I just don't. Here's what I struggle with, Jay. Even with the mental illness that you describe, there's too many people that have to be involved with your bullshit. You would have to make sure not have enemies with those people.
But that's what I think. She's probably so far gone into this strange illusion that she's built for herself that you can't be too worried about that because if you're really trying to smartly cover for things, there's no way she can, right? I mean, she's tweeting out, "This is my dad." Like, you'd think in 20 seconds you could prove that's not your dad.
Yeah.
No, that's your dad.
At least not your birthday.
Yeah.
And no one cares enough to do that until it comes a head. Yeah. There she is.
Next to the apple tree.
Posing. I know, even that image, dude.
That's such a white girl image.
Yes, dude.
A sweater. What is that with evergreens on it? Is that like a Christmas sweater?
It couldn't be anymore. She's like at the fall apple orchard wearing a sweater.
Don't you think at some point in your career too, they'd be like, people would ask about a kid picture or something, or go back and I mean, you would think a Google search of someone's name. Doesn't everybody Google people nowadays? And you would go, oh, that can't be the same girl. Boy, it sure looks like her. Put an afro on her. See what she looks like now. And you'd be dead to rights. That girl couldn't be any more blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and freckled.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't know.
Oh, man.
I like Al's response, though.
I know, right?
Yeah. These parents need to grow up and shit. Be the bigger people. How dare you give this lie away?
Well, why is she cool? Yeah, why are they questioning her
look
race?
at Al. Al's entire career is built on just baiting and lying. So, I mean, why would...
Just spinning. Who cares about the facts? Just spin, Al. Spin. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. The prison workers... Did you guys follow this story at all? Probably not.
Not really, but I know
they're still gone. Right. They're going.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah, they're still on the loose. 9 now?
Man, they've got... Do you think they're gone? I mean, at this point, like, are they
headed for Mexico or what? Where do you go? Canada or Mexico?
I think they are.
If they're not out of the country, they're stupid, right? Don't you
well,
think,
it's not easy to get out of the country.
Yeah. I know,
especially to Canada. Well, I mean, there's spots you could, but I think it's almost. I'd almost be surprised if they get caught because that search region is like right there by the prison. I think there's no way they would have caught them by now.
Yeah,
I really do. I think that they may be somewhere else completely.
Man.
Yeah,
it's weird. Joyce Mitchell, though, Tilly, the woman that was banging giant dick man, the whole and sweat.
Oh,
she's
look at her.
Yeah, they charged her with helping them and took her into custody over the weekend. She supplied, they say now, Richard Matt, who's the guy, if you remember, with
Dick Matt.
Wait, what? Yeah, giant Dick Matt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dick Matt. And David Sweat with tools, including hacksaw blades, chisels, a punch, and a screwdriver bit.
Real nice.
Yeah. She told investigators she was going to meet the men at the manhole. Could have run into E there. Where they emerged outside the Clinton Correctional Facility and be their getaway driver. That she was supposed to drive them 7 hours away somewhere, but they didn't know where. She was helpful, which will probably help her as far as like time.
Yeah, but good to know where they intended to go. I'm sure they're all over that, right?
Yeah, but what will this change for her if these guys go on a rampage and end up killing a sheriff or taking a family hostage and murdering a bunch of people?
She better hope they get caught. Look at her. Oh,
just gross.
Oh my!
I mean, I don't care. I don't care if your life in prison.
Yeah, like she's facing 7 years and 8 years for or one more year for another charge.
She
seems almost worth it, doesn't it?
Very unattractive.
Yeah.
I really
But if that's all you've got, if your choices are you could bang the big dude next to you in the cell or that. Yeah. I mean,
can you imagine her just getting on that big old dick?
Yes. Joyce Mitchell ditched the plan to pick up the two inmates partly because she loves her husband.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
She's a helpless
and she didn't want to do this to him.
Mm-hmm.
It appears that the prisoners had rehearsed the
Wait. When you said she didn't want to do this to him, are you talking about helping the prisoners, or are you talking about the fact that she banged two of these guys?
Well, she definitely banged two of these guys. But it's starting to emerge that maybe Lyle was involved too in helping the husband.
Okay.
Oh,
and
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and so he's under questioning. He hasn't been arrested or charged with anything.
Oh my God!
Look at this
family.
My God.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is that a Hitler, by the way? Or
no.
It's way more to a Kitterman.
Sorry, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Much closer to a Kitterman.
That's a great family.
Look at that image.
But what it's starting to
and the awesome part of that's a pull down, background.
Yeah, it's one of those like Sears or
do you want the library?
You think?
You want the rich mahogany?
Where are they at?
Totally.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's like I said, to me, it's like that Sears when they used to do those.
Olin Mills or whatever it is. Olin Mills.
I think that is Olin Mills.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's got the Olin Mills gold leaf stamp on there.
He's such a clear.
It's a pull down.
I know, but his hands on his son's shoulders, and
the photographer's telling him to do that. That's perfect.
Wearing a wristwatch.
Can any of them crack a smile? By the way,
I bet they're not opening their mouths because their dental work is fucked up. I guarantee it.
Maybe.
I bet she rarely smiles with an open mouth, and the same for the kid.
Yeah, or the dad.
Lyle doesn't give a shit.
Or this was taken in 1890 when they had to hold that pose for 3 minutes for the film to go off. So it's just like,
I'm predicting really poor dental work.
Yeah. They also think that maybe she caught wind of Giant Dick Man and Sweat's plan to kill the husband as soon as they got out.
Oh.
So
that's what she couldn't do to the husband because she loved him too much?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's not many people reporting that yet, but I've heard that.
Oh, boy.
Air Force dad. Ugh. Proud man.
Hey, by the way, I mean, again, no smile. Like, can they, what is this, the 1800s when they don't smile? Like,
from interviews with other inmates, there's an indication the two convicts had cell phones before they escaped. She brought them cell phones.
Dude.
Yeah, the cops say we don't have any proof of that yet, so who knows if they haven't turned them on or what.
How do you get manipulated into that? Like two dudes behind bars. How are you so pliable? God, it's just astounding to me.
You know what it is?
At some point during the process, you don't take a step back and go, wait a second.
Think about it though. If you put yourself in her shoes, gross, I know. But
please, no.
Think about it. She's been married to this turd for years, Lyle or whatever. I think his name was Lyle. She's married to him forever. That relationship has gone sour years ago. She's got this goofy kid. They haven't had sex in years. And she's at the jail, and she's got guys there who have absolutely nothing to do and nowhere to go, but can focus on writing poetry to her and making her feel special.
It's amazing, though, that at some point during that, because that process is going to take a while. It's not a one-day thing. Yeah.
But you know how that goes.
I can totally see how it goes. But, dude, how do you – I don't know. How are you so
and they can dedicate
stupid
20 hours a day to proving their love for her and courting that relationship. It's like these kids with their teachers.
Yeah.
You know, these guys are writing poetry to this idiot.
Oh, you're right.
And she's buying into it.
Yeah.
She thinks it's legit.
And they're like beautiful eyes. I would focus on the eyes.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
What about that hair?
No, not the hair. I'd go eyes.
Or the
earlobes, maybe.
Yeah, she does have pretty earlobes. I'll give her that, Jay. That's a good
face in general.
No, I wouldn't go there.
Well, I mean, not to rule it completely out, because Jay's already said the eyes are rather stunning.
I'm not sure you can do much other than earlobes and eyes.
Well, you can tell also that she probably has a pretty nice ass, I bet.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Yeah.
Look at that. Just look at that.
No, you're right.
Mean, the two-piece.
Right.
Put her in a thong bikini.
She pled not guilty, by the way, on Friday.
Okay.
Why do they always do that? She's given all this information. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Hey, some technicality might get you off at some point.
Right. Wow. Why would you not though? Right.
Yeah. Don't give in. Don't save the taxpayer any money. Fight to the death.
Her family has come out and spoken out in support of her. Yeah, we will love and support her no matter what. Not even that situation will bring our family down. That's all we have to say about this. Her daughter
never would do this. Never.
Oh, where's her daughter? Do we have
daughter-in-law?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Let's find these two idiots so our community can calm down. That needs to be the focus right now. Finding these monsters and locking them back up in a cell so they can live out the remainder of their days, hopefully in solitary confinement.
Well, we wouldn't have to about that after your mother-in-law let them out.
Yeah,
exactly.
For your mother-in-law, we wouldn't be having to find them.
Think about
if your mother-in-law weren't such a big whore.
Or 750.
Right? Am I right?
Right. If she
no, you're absolutely right.
Wasn't so desperate.
750 law enforcement agents, canine units, aviation units. Think of the absolute windfall of cash that is.
Yeah. Not to mention that a couple people are going to die at the end of this during the blaze of glory, right?
Yeah, if it comes down to that.
I got another question, and maybe I'm wrong in this. Are her breasts like kind of low on her body, or no?
Of course they are. Are you
shocked that they'd be sagging a bit?
Yeah. In fact,
they don't look like they're sagging.
They're way smaller than they should be based on her body type. she should have enormous cans. Do you agree?
Yes,
she should.
No, I didn't even
actually getting cheated out of that.
Yeah.
I felt like not that they were not sagging, but I just felt like in general they just look like they're low on her body.
Based on the size of her arm, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't her titties be way, way bigger?
Yeah, they should. That always, I wonder if those girls feel cheated when you see some girl that's like way overweight and she's got a B cup.
Oh, I bet they do. And then, like they say, the first thing they lose when they try to lose weight is their boobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that chick, if she loses weight and tries to go down to really slimming down,
she was an
no
A cup.
boobs.
Well, dude, it's just like
she was an A cup.
It's just like you've always said, the idea of the black dude with a small dick, and you know what I mean? How shitty that would be, like, because he knows every girl probably thinks like, oh yeah, here comes this big old dick.
Look at this dude.
And
speaking of which, did you see LeBron's dick the other night?
No.
Yes, LeBron's dick. I gotta say, it didn't look all.
Yeah.
You want to see if you can
what
on the TV cameras on
I don't have
ABC? It's broadcast television, so you don't need cable for it. But they caught him like in warm-ups before the game, like adjusting his jersey, and the camera's like right there, and all of a sudden they
brings it down past his dick.
He brings it down and he like opens it up as he's trying to tuck his shit in, and there's his dick.
Oh my gosh!
Here it comes. I'll give a.
He can't wait. He's just.
I've already seen it.
I'm just trying to find an uncensored.
Bated breath.
Oh, is there not an uncensored?
Look at E. He's got the cord in his mouth. He's like, ah.
I've already seen it, Jay.
You might have to find video of it, Kadog. If you can find video,
okay.
There is video. But yeah, see, they got the graphic up.
Okay, I see how how he's just kind of getting ready to tuck shit in.
Yeah, you're right. Then, I mean,
what'd you think, E? I mean, you've seen a lot of penises.
It didn't look like the king to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like you see his whole stock.
You see a good stock and helmet, I think, right?
Yeah, it's very fast though, but
it is fast, but
you can freeze it.
It's right there.
Oh my god! Like,
wait, did they black it out?
I can't believe that's even.
Pause it? Yeah.
I can't believe that. I wouldn't even notice that. Like, it's so quick. You just be like, yeah, he's tucking in his shirt.
Yeah, well, they freeze.
Well, nowadays, though, dude, you got
nowadays. You're right. No, I get it. A million people watching. Oh my god! I wonder if they showed something.
Right. Well, DVR, how you can just back when you wouldn't have been able, when you wouldn't have been able to pause and rewind so easily. I think I could see you getting away with it, but now
we'll try. We'll take a break in a minute and we'll see if we can find it, because I definitely saw a video where they slowed it down.
We need to see LeBron's dick.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, from one king to another king, right?
Sure.
I mean, it's only fair. By the way, do you think, going back to this this chick that helped these guys escape prison, do you think there's any legal trouble for her banging these guys? Like, everything I've heard is like the contraband and all that stuff.
There's
but
got to be something
anything,
like fraternizing with. There's got to be.
Is that it? Yeah. You found it. All right, King, get your assessment here.
That is so quick. I can't even
There you
believe.
go.
oh, right there.
Yeah, you do see stock, don't you?
Oh, come on.
Here it comes.
That's really hard to tell. It's hard to comment on.
Pause. See if you can pause it when it comes.
Oh, it's gonna come.
Right there, right. That's the one we need to see.
Yeah, but you don't get the full length, do you?
Yeah, you get a good.
I think it's enough to judge, and I don't think it's like hung.
You can't say that, E.
Well, I am gonna say it.
The frame doesn't lend that.
You know what? I'm going on a limb.
You're going on a limb. You're gonna say that
I'm gonna take the
the
record.
king is not hung.
Right.
It looks a little narrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on record and say that I think LeBron James does not have a big dick, or at least not hung.
He's gonna have to come out and prove it.
Sorry to have to take it. Right.
I think that's the only. I think any guy worth his weight that's a.
If anyone was,
I think it's inconclusive. I don't think you can say.
Well, I mean, just for the rumor alone,
Maybe a hair narrow.
because he has to know he has to know people are thinking it. You're right. He has to know people are out there going, oh man. But if it is
So
small,
he's
what's
going to
he
come
do?
out and prove it, you think?
Right.
well, I think if he's got a good PR guy, any good PR guy is going to go, LeBron.
A well-placed sex tape in the
Right.
next month.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just come out and acknowledge that, they could host it on ESPN or something and have just come out and go, yeah, look at my dick, look at my dick, look at the king's dick.
What if
what if it really isn't big, but he's really stressed about it, and you say like a well-placed sex tape, and they have video of like LeBron getting ready to get it on, and then it's just close shots of a big old black dick. So it's not real. It's like a stunt dick.
Yeah, some guy's claiming it.
That's my dick.
It's not the king's dick. It's
Anyway,
file footage of my dick.
So anyway,
I don't know. How did we end up looking at LeBron? Oh, because of
yeah. How did we get there?
I don't know.
Does it matter? I guess.
Dogs, you don't know how we got there?
Does it really matter? Honestly,
were we talking about giant dick man?
No,
I think we were talking disproportioned titties to that lady, and then he said, "Wouldn't that suck to be a black guy with a small dick?" And there
way
we
to go, counselor. Yes,
that's how we got.
And then it reminded me, oh yeah, LeBron's dick was visible this weekend.
There
we are. So yeah, what was I saying about I would think there'd be some legal problems with her banging half the prison population. They've put her in a prison totally isolated from where she could have any contacts from other prisons. So yeah, did you see it there? That was a good shot of it. That's a good shot of it.
Now that I know where I'm looking and when I'm looking, you can see it.
All right, why don't we take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about that gunman in Dallas, and lots to do as well. We got lots more. Get to that, all of it next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey there, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zot Ford in Holly. Right now, lease the all-new 2015 Ford F-150 Super Cab XLT 4x4 for only $286 a month. Friends, this flagship of trucks is loaded with an EcoBoost engine, satellite radio, rear view camera, remote start, chrome package, trailer tow package, plus about 1 million more bells and whistles. We have tons of the new 2015 F-150 in stock, and you can lease it for as low as $286 per month from Zot Ford at I-75 and exit 98. More importantly, I want to say thank you to all the TDC listeners that have already leased or bought a new vehicle from Zot Ford. Thank you. You guys are the best. Folks, check out our filthy deals and massive inventory at ZotFord.com. Get there.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast on a Monday with Mike and Jay. And we should mention the Amazon link.
Yeah, don't forget about the Amazon link. It's right on our homepage. Please use it. Click on it. Do your shopping through Amazon as you normally do. We will get a small kickback on what you buy. They won't charge you anymore, so it's an awesome way to donate to the show. So
or you can donate to the show, too.
You can donate to the show, too.
Yeah.
Let's not forget.
Yeah. And buy merch for the show, all of which helps. So lots to get to here. And we should probably start with that crazy Dallas gunman situation that also took place Friday, which makes it seem a little dated, but his parents are coming out and talking. I don't know if you saw that at all.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I was just kind of like, crazy gunman in Dallas. We've seen that before.
Yeah. Were you a little surprised when you saw him?
Yeah.
I got to admit, I was actually like, who knew? I didn't expect that. I expected I don't know why, but I just did. You see a guy take an armored van and ram into and just open fire on a police station, blow a bunch of holes in windows, and then ram a police car and then take off and get into a shootout and assume.
Right.
Well, I didn't expect it to be Louis C.K.
All right.
Now, the mother of said gunman said her son heard voices and was obviously a very troubled young man. James Boulware is his name. He was 35 years old, shot dozens of bullets into a police building, planted pipe bombs in the area. He's previously been arrested for violent behavior and just lost a bitter custody battle over his 12-year-old son to his own mother. This guy sounds like a real whack job. I heard his mom talking today, and she was saying stuff like, like when the tsunami hit. Remember when the tsunami hit a few years ago?
In Thailand?
In Thailand. Yeah, Louis C.K. Younger Louis C.K., but
either that or Paul, what's his name? Come again?
Are you thinking of Paul Giovanni?
Yes. You know, a mix between the two, right? Louis C.K. and Paul Giovanni.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
What do you think, E? Which one? Yeah, put the mic in front of you and start thinking.
I don't know who's Paul Giovanni.
You've seen him a million times.
Okay. It doesn't ring a bell to me, but that doesn't mean I haven't.
Yeah, you've seen him. Here he comes.
That dude.
Paul Giamatti.
Oh, Giamatti. Yeah.
He was in a Stern movie.
Yep.
Played a
pighead or whatever. Wasn't that what you call? I know it's not his real name, but isn't that what you called him or something?
Yeah,
pig vomit.
Pig vomit. Yeah, I think that was based on Podell.
Was it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
who was
funny.
Howard's
at W4?
Yeah, one of those early on, or in Cleveland.
Oh, really?
I think something like that. Yeah, it was probably based on a few people.
Right.
But so that tsunami when it hit,
right?
He was like telling everybody afterwards, "I warned you of this. I told you this was coming."
Boy.
And they're going,
"No, you didn't."
None of us remember him warning us beforehand that this is coming.
Of a natural disaster.
Yeah. Also, the shooting at the theater in Colorado.
Okay, the guy in the Batman movie. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, this is exactly what I was telling you just last week that this was going to happen. And they're like,
And he had his kid taken away? Whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
The system worked?
Mm-hmm. He had just lost a bitter custody battle with his own mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Over his 12-year-old son. The suspect's father, Jim, said his son, who was shot after a 9-hour standoff on Saturday, blamed the police for losing custody battle, but he never expected his son to lash out in such a way. Jim said that he thought his son would have directed his anger at his mother, Janine Hammond, who was re-granted custody of his son in April. It's funny. The judge thought this was coming, who took the kid away.
Yeah.
And said, but I thought he would have come after me.
Oh.
Yeah.
The dad's like, I thought he would have come after the mom.
Yeah. So it sounds like everybody knew something was wrong and could happen. But they're like, he took it out of the police.
They're walking among us, my friend.
They are, unfortunately. Ever since they closed down all the psych wards in this country, they just kind of poured those things out onto the street. And now...
What did the CNN anchor get in trouble for saying? Didn't she say something like...
It was courageous and brave.
It was courageous and brave.
Yeah.
What?
I
misspoke? What was it?
I think that it's kind of like the Jigaboo lady.
So she was trying to describe him as like having balls to do this, not like being like brave and courageous, but like
it came off way bad though. She had to apologize for that, of course.
Well,
I really didn't think that the perpetrator was courageous and brave.
Yeah,
I'm deeply sorry to all those I offended.
It was one of those weekend anchors, and they're thrown into the middle of a live breaking story and stuff like that. And she's talking to some legal FBI expert or something, and she says, "Yeah, it's courageous and brave. I'll give him that." But
so it's like she's just saying he had balls. I mean, it shows balls to just go up to a cop shop and start shooting.
Yeah. But it was taken, of course, by people as
outrageous.
She's supporting this.
Yeah.
She's for it.
Which I don't think she was doing, but I think she was grasping at words.
Yeah.
And
you don't think
she sounded like an idiot, though. She did.
Yeah.
But anyway, he had a history of violence with his mother, including an incident when she strangled her. Who hasn't been there? Who hasn't strangled mom a time or two? At least wanted to, right?
Oh,
we've all been there.
Hell yes.
They throw out your concert tees.
Oh, I still want to strangle her for that.
Yeah,
I probably won't.
If you had those concert tees right now, maybe man, sell them off.
I'd be wearing one right now,
or sell them off, maybe like a little money.
So he strangled her during a disagreement the same year his mother was first granted custody of the grandchild. He'd gone into the kitchen along with it, where his uncle was also, and after she told her son he was going to hell for speaking rudely about religion in North and South Korea, and he was like, "What? You son of a bitch!" And he just grabbed her by the throat and started choking her.
Yeah, hell.
Like I said, who hasn't been there, right?
You know what? He was provoked, to be honest.
The uncle intervened, causing another scuffle between the two men, which Hammond broke up by hitting the uncle on the head with a laptop.
There you go.
Imagine that scene. You're choking your mom, the uncle intervenes, and all of a sudden mom jumps back in and whacks the uncle over the head with a laptop.
The dog feels bad for the laptop.
Yeah, as he should.
Like, oh, that poor laptop. I wonder what it did to the hard drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. His dad believes the charges were later dropped in that, by the way. They believe that James lost the April custody battle for his son, and the police finally broke him, which led to him to shoot dozens of bullets at the main police building. The system failed him to bring him to the brink of breaking him. I don't say in any way that James is right. I tried to tell him.
Sounds like the system did not fail anyone. The system did the right thing.
Absolutely.
Got the kid away from this nut job.
Yeah. He wrote a statement when he was talking to the police and said that this guy talked to himself quite frequently and appears delusional. This I like, though. The parents came out, and I don't think they're together, but we apologize to the police for his behavior. We loved him. We will remember him as the man he was before all this took place. We are so grateful that no other families are having to bury anyone because of his actions.
There you go.
How nice is that to hear?
Yeah, every now and then you hear that, but it's rare.
It is.
Very rare.
His dad was starting to go down that road. You know, you can tell
others.
He's a super right-wing dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking to this black reporter from CNN, and he's like, "Yeah, well, I mean, what are you supposed to do in this country if you're a white man and you need help? Nothing. It's nothing for you." And then she's just like,
How? Yeah.
Keep going. Finish your thought.
Right.
Finish your thought, sir. And he's like, "You people have taken all the services."
Oh, that's got to be, when you're a reporter, moments like that are just gold, right? You're just sitting
hell
like,
yeah.
You're just like, oh yeah. Just like that one dude when we make talk about him like looking at the screen like, look at this mug.
Yeah, look at this bitch just gave me. Got a silver platter. Get used to it, Dominica. Here I come. The Jigaboo chick, the Jigaboo news chick in Ohio.
And obviously it would be the same with this, where you got some white guy talking about just, the poor struggles.
Well, he's saying what a lot of inner city youth say. I got a couple knocks on my record, and now I can't get a job and shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying the same thing. Like, once they identified me as crazy and shit, and all of a sudden you choke your mom one time, and all of a sudden you can't get a fucking job.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, it's crazy how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
So I'm not saying he doesn't have some problems of some kind, but you can push someone so far, and everybody will break. His dad said he loved that boy. They never should have taken him away from him. That sounds like Dad's a little nuts, too.
Yeah.
He also planted explosives around police headquarters. It's interesting. There was a guy, one of the cops was sitting in the police station. He's just chilling at his desk. He's like, "Man, I'm thirsty as balls." And he gets up to get a Coke, and like 2 seconds later, boom, 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 like right where he was sitting, bullet holes come blasting through the glass right where he was sitting. And he went to have a Coke and a smile, and everything was fine. He was just fine. No one was killed.
I always wonder, if you're in a situation like that, I always wonder if they end up thinking like, was there a reason I got the coke? Was I meant for something more now because of this?
Yeah.
Or is it just bullshit luck?
You're gonna do something more with your life?
Yeah, I gotta make. Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, a sniper got him. They sent robots to the car and blew it up. It sounded awful though. Like the mom gets a call because this happened at like midnight and then went through the morning. And at like 7 a.m, snipers were like, all right, enough of this motherfucker. Boom! And they put it through his face, through the windshield, you know, and but they didn't know if he was dead for sure. And he'd been on the phone with 911 going, I'm going to kill them all. I got C4 explosives in this van. And it was an armored vehicle that he bought. And so he was ready for battle.
Yeah.
And he'd already, what?
Can you buy armored vehicles?
Yeah.
You can?
K-Dog's like, oh, fuck yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can buy police vehicles.
Is this a civilian?
Bitch.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I had an old cop car, and
well, yeah, I know.
Some of the cop car packages actually have bulletproof doors and windows. So.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Can't have the blue
K-Dog
lights.
is one of those assholes driving around
I
with
know.
the old cop car.
They get
with
really
the,
pissed.
with the light, the what do you call it?
Yours
light on
had the
side.
screen in the
Spotlight.
back, right?
Spotlight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The divider between the front and the
So
back.
ridiculous, dude.
It was great because I have dogs, and so then they can't run around the car.
Yeah. Well, they get pissed when you
I
put the
fucking
cherries on
hate-
top. They don't like that.
No,
they
no.
get mad for some reason. I don't know.
Keep the gumball off the top there.
Yeah.
Yeah, did not have that.
I think that'll get you 4 years, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Impersonating.
Well, if you go to that level of impersonation, yeah, you put those up there. I think that's a big time no. You've thought about it, haven't you?
Yeah, like I was gonna drive around with my Redford PD hat on.
Yeah.
You
know.
fucking asshole, dude. You know, if there was ever a time when K-Dog is an asshole meant more, I hate fucking people that drive around these old cop cars and they're whatever the reason is. And we're all, what is the game? I don't get it. We're
Would
supposed
you get
to,
it at auction?
Yeah, I bought it at an auction. The reason I have one is it was a cheap car. I want to say
There's no other cheap cars. You had to get an ex-cop car. Like,
He's got a point there, K-Dog.
All right.
You wanted to look like a cop.
no.
And you scare me when I drive past that guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, you son of a bitch. I thought you were real.
I paid $3,000 for the car. It had 80,000 miles on it.
oh,
Tell me you can't get a better deal than that on a car.
I don't know.
Yeah,
is
it's
that
not bad,
bad? It seems good, but is it
And-
that
and-
good?
You know,
Is it? I don't know.
It's got a full maintenance history because the municipality is going to change the oils. They're going to put on the brakes. It's got the cop
It's
suspension.
probably
the cop's
been
brake.
ragged to shit, too.
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
and I ragged the shit on it too, and it actually now has over 200,000 miles on it, and it's still running strong.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't care. I don't even care about the price. And I don't care about that shit. I hate when people, when I drive and I see one of those cars, and I don't know about you because I didn't know you, but I have another friend that did it too. And I told him all the time to his face how dumb I thought it was. So
It's kind of douchey. Did you take the spotlight off, or you still have that on?
The spotlights are still
Is
on.
it operational?
Yeah, they're
of
operational.
course. Was that even a question? Why'd you even ask?
But
that?
okay, wait a minute. How's that different than somebody with an F-250 putting spotlights on it?
Because cops don't drive around.
Yeah, everybody
in a-
knows what you're driving looks exactly like a real cop.
And you're
car.
wrong, Eric. There is a package, F-250. The DNR uses them.
But who the fuck ever? Shut the fuck. Who the fuck ever sees an F-250 and go, oh, is that a DNR truck or is that an X? Dude, I get what you're saying, dude, but it's bullshit. I wish they didn't even sell those cars. I would be fine if the government just gave whatever, put them into the scrap metal. I think it's bullshit.
I hope that DNR truck doesn't stop me because I'm hunting small game out of season.
I mean, honestly, if it was up to me, there would be one car that was all the cops' cars, and no civilian could have it.
I agree.
And it would be bright yellow, so you could see it a mile away, and that would be the only bright yellow car on the road.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not, so you're going to
yeah.
take advantage of the situation.
Exactly. And so,
And
Did you
as
think
an
about putting
opportunist-
stickers
And by the
on
way, you said you didn't have any intention to be a cop. Why did you say you were going to drive around with your hat then? What was that about?
I was making fun of Officer Walters.
Oh,
So have you ever been pulled over in that thing?
No, never, not once. And I have a
They don't
long
pull over
history
their
of
own,
being
Jay.
pulled over. I've probably been pulled over about 47 times in my life.
47
About
times.
47? Me too, but
Holy shit.
why you?
Mostly equipment violations, loud exhaust.
Holy shit.
That's
And that's
probably-
not counting the stops at the border, the regular stops at the
Yeah.
border
Yeah,
that the dog
no,
goes through.
not stops at the border.
47 is that seems like a lot to me.
That does seem like a lot
It's
to
a
me.
tremendous amount.
I
but
think I've
I'd
gotten
make fun of
pulled
him
over-
if I hadn't been pulled over 50
Really?
times myself. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think I've been pulled over.
I've been probably like 7.
I was gonna say 10.
Yeah.
Maybe. I haven't had a ticket in 12 years. So
Me either.
I've been pretty good on. I've been good on tickets. Usually, I just take them to court and then they get put on remission for a year, and then I don't get any more, and then they go away.
Yeah.
Good dog like studies up on the common law of the municipality and argues it
No, it's
vociferously.
the problem is one time I actually admitted guilt. I got a failure to use due care and caution, which was actually taken down from a reckless driving.
What does that mean? Like, what did you do?
I was driving my car and I managed to lose control, drive off the road and into a pond. Luckily, I hit a curb and I jumped up about 4 feet in the air, landed on a chain link fence, which wrapped around the back tires, which kept me from going all the way into the pond. And I was like, you know what? I'm at fault. I'm going to man up. I'm going to take the responsibility for this.
This one's on me.
Yeah, this one's on me. And my insurance doubled.
Oh,
and I was 17 at the time. It went from like $74 a month to 140 something. So
yeah, learned your lesson there. Don't admit shit, right?
I said exactly. I'm never again. So every other time, I've gotten like running red lights, failure to yield. I just go to court. I'm like, Your Honor, I'm coming here before you. I have no record because that failure to use due care and caution was expunged because it was juvenile. I'm like, I have no record whatsoever. I had a bad day. Everybody has those. I'm just going to throw myself on the mercy of the court. Would you be so kind as to, maybe put this on remission? And they're like, yep, keep your nose clean for a year. You pay a couple bucks in fines, which is nowhere near the amount that you'll pay when your insurance goes up.
Yeah.
And then you just don't do dumb shit for a year. And then you go right back to doing dumb shit.
Nice. Has the cop ever said boys will be boys in this situation or no?
I've never heard a cop say that.
No, not the cop, the judge, I meant. Sorry. It'd be nice to hear it'd be cool if the judge actually said, well, boys will be boys.
No. I've been reprimanded and scolded, and one time I was driving someone to the hospital and I got pulled over doing 20 over, and I got a big lecture on that. And if I recall correctly, I told the judge, I'm like, I hope one day your daughter's injured and somebody has to drive her to the hospital and they do 20 over, because he said,
what did he recommend? What did he say?
He said that as the situation stood, only one person's life was in danger, the person who was injured, and my driving 20 over, I was putting every single person on the road's life in danger. Which he does have a valid point, but
yes,
at the same
you
time,
actually said that to him, but I hope your daughter.
Yeah, I'm like, we'll see how you feel when somebody is injured and they need to rush them to the hospital.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, dude. I'm with you on that one.
1 year remission. I didn't speed for a year.
You had to drive Gab when she was pregnant once, didn't you?
It's like licensed to just go crazy.
Yeah, but they're not going to fuck with you over that.
I don't know. I've heard different things on that. I've heard, they will. But I looked at it, I was like, fuck that, man.
Yeah.
Pedal to the metal.
Because didn't you say the one was like real close or something?
Yeah.
You don't want to make a mess in your car.
Sweet pie, man. Almost came squirting out. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we were hauling balls.
Nice.
And were you doing more than 15 over?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I was doing 45 over.
Oh,
seriously?
Shit.
Yeah. On the freeway?
Yeah.
Oh,
so you're doing it well over 100?
Yeah. Well, right around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That seems worth it.
Oh, totally.
To me, it's just like, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, dude,
it's go time, baby.
That's not quite what I meant go time to be.
No, I gotta. How much of it is that you thought you had carte blanche, and how much is it your daughter?
Yeah, it's a mix of that.
Yeah.
This is my one chance where I can open this shit up.
Well, it's my third chance, but third and final. That's what I was thinking.
You're probably thinking this is my last chance to open this shit up.
You got it.
Going back to how this conversation started with the police, so they get and shoot this guy at like 5 or 6 in the morning. At like 7 in the morning, the mom gets a call from a family member, frantic, freaking out, like, "Oh my God, they killed Jim," or whatever the hell his name was. I think he's in a shootout with police, and so imagine as a parent. I mean, this is still her boy, and this is her son. She's stolen his kid and all that, but so she's calling the police department. She calls 911, and they're like, "Yeah, something's going down with him. We're not sure if he's alive or dead. We're sending robots to the vehicle now because they knew there were explosives in the vehicle. And so they didn't know if it was going to blow if they went over there, but they didn't know for sure if he was dead." It took a couple more hours before they were, and this whole time they're wondering, he was long dead.
Yeah.
But imagine that if, as a parent, she ended up calling like the Hammond City 911, where supposedly the hospital he was taken to, and
it's got to be your worst nightmare as a parent, right? Have your kid pull some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, what an anchor on society.
If your kid
at least he didn't kill anybody,
Yeah, no, thank God. Very lucky. If your kid pulled some dumb shit, specifically Sweet Pie, if she wanted to, I don't know.
You know me. I worry about the victim's family.
No. I'm thinking if she wanted to pull some dumb shit like take a rowboat from Japan to San Francisco, would you be on Team Pie or would you be like
Team Pie?
Or would it be like, yeah, let's not do that?
Yeah, that seems kind of, I don't know.
This story,
these dumb records.
But it seems too me-ish.
Yeah.
Like getting sponsors and doing interviews about what you're doing. I mean, I get it in some way, but it just seems very self-serving and.
Well, it'd be like this. I think this is a good example. Although I know a lot of people have done this, so it's not quite the same. But it'd be like if me and Jay ever did like walk the Appalachian Trail, and the idea of we're
doing it, Ian.
Right? And I want to do it one day, but I have no desire to do it. So we get on the news as two people, like you said,
yeah.
Like I could see in some mind kind of thing. Wow, what if I could row this distance? But you're right. Instead of being me, just do it. And then if it kind of picks up, I guess maybe you kind of say, yeah, just something I thought would be cool to do. Thanks, but no thanks.
Let other people worry about picking up that slack.
Right. And by the way, if you think that you wouldn't do this, like you said, if you did this without the idea of sponsors, all this bullshit, if you think someone tried to do this, it wouldn't pick up its own steam anyway. She doesn't need to push it along herself, right?
You wouldn't think. Well, Sonia Baumstein is who we're talking about. She's from Orlando, Florida. She was rescued off the Japanese coast.
So how far was that?
Sent out a distress signal.
How far in here?
Well, she started from Chosei, Japan.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Oh, we're all familiar with that.
Ooh, me sorry, me no speak Chinese.
Yeah.
Right. We all know where that is, obviously.
Right. A week ago. And to become the first woman, I'm going to be the first woman to row solo across the Pacific.
I didn't know anyone even has. Did you?
No, she's going to be the first woman to ever do it. She got 150 miles.
Oh, my
150 miles into 6,000?
6,000 miles.
Has she rowed before?
What, less than 5%? You got 10%, 600.
She was hoping to finish the journey by late September.
2.5% of her journey.
Yeah.
She doesn't look exactly to me what you would, the biggest athlete in the world.
What she claims is, because she is a rower. She rowed in Wisconsin on a college team.
Okay.
She claims that she put on 40 pounds for this trek because she was going to burn 10,000 calories a day. So I don't know. I've seen a lot of rowers. I've never seen one that looks like that. I mean, not a cheap shot, but
yeah, a lot of the rowers have to be very fit and right. You know, those guys are built, dude.
Serious shit.
She hoped to finish the journey by late September, but I mean, good news. She finished it a lot
Who
knew?
She's got the whole summer now.
Right. Yeah. She's got some
whatever.
free time, you know. It was all blacked out already, so now there's nothing in there.
She's telling everyone she knows, oh yeah, just don't even bother calling me on the weekends.
Right.
I'm not available. I'll be in the middle of the Pacific at that time.
So how does she flip out after 150 miles?
Wow, that face, by the way.
The weather got choppy.
Well,
what?
The weather started getting rough.
The tiny ship was lost.
Wow, look at that rowboat, dude.
Did she
wait, which one's rowing which?
Yeah.
Is the boat rowing her or is she rowing the boat?
Oh my god. Wait.
She intentionally put on 40 pounds, okay?
Well,
don't criticize.
What was she weighing before that 40 pounds then?
Looks like she soiled that white napkin at the top too. And then just hung it up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Japanese flag. Never mind.
Did she not anticipate maybe there'd be some choppy water?
Yeah, one would think in the middle of the Pacific, you might get some chop.
I mean, it's a cool boat, though. Look at that thing. Look at that vessel.
Yeah, it's like 600 pounds. The boat, I mean.
That thing is. How much do you think that costs? Seriously, that she had some major money.
And where is it now?
Yeah.
Is it just in the middle of the Pacific? Is it going, all right, Tubby, fuck you. I'll finish this by myself. Is the boat finishing the journey? Is it just going to wash up on a shore somewhere?
Hey, by the way, do these sponsors get a little money back based on the fact that she didn't do shit?
Yeah, I wonder how happy Solbian is right now.
Yeah, who the hell is Solbian?
Well, who cares now because they're sponsoring losers.
Yeah,
Carbon Craft.
Carbon Draft, Carbon Craft.
I almost don't like the fact that you're reading these sponsors right now because
I want to know who the losers are that supported this.
What's that one right in the middle?
Here, sorry,
Miguel. Right under the like Hampton something. Yeah, what is that?
That was a beer at first, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it looks like a.
It almost looked like that Boston lager.
Yeah,
Samuel
totally.
Adams.
Yeah.
It looks like a little Sam Adams. Usana, I'm assuming they're out of Japan.
I don't understand. Did she gained all those 40 pounds in her arms and face.
She gained 40 pounds an arm, 40 pounds a leg.
Like the thing is, though, there's no muscle there.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
It's just calories to burn. She's just going to be burning it. So that was her purpose.
Only 3 other rowboats.
It was intentional.
Only 3 other boats have made the journey. No woman has ever done it alone, and they still haven't.
Yeah.
So if her attempt had gone to plan, it would have been record-breaking. I mean,
dude, she got 2.5% in, right? Is that right?
Yeah, it sounds about right. 150 miles off the shore. You could literally still see Japan from where she was.
Yeah.
Right.
She's already rode the Atlantic to the Caribbean.
God.
And says the best part is being on the ocean. But when you look into it, I think that trip where she rode the Atlantic to the Caribbean was with 3 dudes.
Here's the thing. If you're going to do this, I'm sure you track the weather like crazy, right? There's all sorts of computer analysis that goes into it. She couldn't anticipate 150 miles in that she was going to, engage in some chop.
I know.
You're right. Wouldn't you be looking at? You're
right.
Like,
I mean, give it a day. Like, you know what? Give it an afternoon.
Right.
I'm going to let it pass and then go.
Right. Aren't you looking at this stuff going, okay, what day can I leave? You're looking a week out, like you said.
Sure.
I would think if that I would think that for a lot, like guys especially, there'd be a pride factor if you were on New Day and you're on Kelly and Michael.
No,
it's like, well, I guess I just die at sea then.
Well, it's the same as the chick who was going to pull the truck in her high heels. Remember that?
Oh my God!
I don't care. I'd have pulled it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After all that hype, I'd have moved the thing at least an inch.
That was so awesome.
It was so brutal. It didn't even. It went nowhere.
They had 4 cameras. Remember that? Like right on the wheel well.
Dude.
Move a fucking inch.
Which just makes it. I'm sorry. It makes the gender. It's bad for the gender. I imagine women are like, oh, you gotta be shitting me. Really? The chick that bragged to everybody she's gonna row 6,000 miles by herself. Barely made it off the coast.
It's not a good showing.
She could still see people waving at the fucking homeland back in Japan to her, and she's like, "Oh, this is exhausting. Who knew? Distress signal, distress signal, distress signal."
She was tired. You think so? It had nothing to do with chop. She was tired.
Dude, you're so right. Dude, if it's a dude, I'm not saying you're like.
I think you die at sea. Okay. I think you die at sea if you're a guy. If you've gone to that level, you've done the interviews, you've got the sponsors. It's like, oh man, I'm exhausted. That's kind of sucks that I have to die at sea now. But no, what are you gonna do?
This is it.
And
boys will be boys.
And if you don't die at sea, though, you fucking push at least another. Like you go whatever you have, and then you push at least another week. Like
you constantly have the percentage in your head, right? You'd be like, oh my God, I'm only 2.5 in. I've got to get to like 25.
Right, and then you kind of say, okay, if I'm at 25, I can make it
then
a
it's
30.
respectable.
Right.
I can explain this at least. I could live with myself.
Right. There's no way any guy that
150.
No.
I was trying to find details on the rowboat, and I think I actually found why she stopped rowing. Apparently, she only took 1,000 pounds of food with her.
Very good.
Yeah.
She already went through it all.
Good dog.
Yeah.
Oh, was that a joke?
That was a joke.
Jay didn't say it, so it's not funny. I get it.
How many tons is that, E?
Half a ton.
Wow.
Look at big boy.
The math room. He spent so much time in the math room.
Look at the big brain on E.
You got it.
But to be fair, though, this is the second time in 2 episodes you've questioned my knowledge of what a tonnage.
It's true. I tested tonnage twice in a row.
That is a sweet boat.
It is
honestly,
I like the design. I like the color, too.
Would you go green? Would you?
Yeah.
If you're going to have a rowboat.
Purple, obviously.
Yeah.
I would venture to say, I'm going out on a limb here, but I think if we put Jay in that boat and put him on the coast of Japan, we could get.
You think I could go farther
you could
than
get
150?
farther than 150 miles? I really do. If you had food and clothing and a little place to crash at night.
Yeah.
I would hope so, dude. I don't think 150 miles is
I'm not even kidding.
I'm not. I agree with you. I was going to suggest it, but I was like, I'm not going to put it out there. I think most of us could.
I don't know that I could, but I think E maybe could. He might go the wrong way and keep bumping into the
But he'd go 150 miles.
And it was a week, right? They said she went. Dude, I can say very confidently, I think that in a week I could go 150 miles. Like
yeah,
said,
your
maybe
mongoloidism would kick in and you just get focused. And
maybe I'd go in a circle or something. But
yeah, you would go 150 miles distance.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But I could see you getting like halfway there, Jay. Like no training, no nothing. Just like, yeah.
So what do you think? Was it really like weather?
Yeah, it was weather related. But dude, nobody goes out into the middle of the Pacific and doesn't just absolutely expect that you're going to get hammered.
Built to be hammered. Look at that thing.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it's not.
You're gonna hit 40-foot waves out in the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that's
not
just
typical,
part of the journey.
That's not like you're at Kensington renting a rowboat.
No.
Right.
No. That's a 660-pound boat.
Yeah.
See what what he highlighted there? Some of her.
Yeah, plenty of. She has supplements, Kit Kats, and plenty of peanut butter.
She's got the King's peanut butter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, peanut butters were but Kit Kats. Well.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like the training of champions, but whatever.
It's not Wheaties.
No. Anyway, I can't say I'm shocked she didn't make it.
No.
I just feel bad for chicks. To be honest with you, I just do. Honestly,
Girls,
I guarantee you, Gab. If I threw Gab in a dinghy right now, she could get further than 150 miles.
No question.
I agree,
dude. Girls, you're right. It all comes down to the fact that if we're gonna try to say they can do these things, you have
better
to
damn well do it.
Do them.
Yeah.
You cannot do them and then not move an inch or go 2.5% of your goal and be like, oh well.
Dude, that's like saying I can slam dunk a basketball and getting all the cameras and the hype in the world there, and then coming up and not being able to even get that net.
Right.
Like, really?
And then just go,
you thought you were going to go 6,000 miles across the Pacific Ocean and you didn't make it 150 miles? That's
horrible.
That's horrible.
That is.
She never got her second win. I don't know. Look, listen, Zott Ford in Holly has everything you need, period. Yes, they have the all-new 2015 F-150, the 2015 Mustang, and the all-new 2015 Edge. They even have the all-new 2016 Explorer in their stock right now. Yes, they have the hottest sales staff in Oakland County. They have all makes and models in their pre-owned department. So don't worry if you want something other than a Ford. Our friends at Zott Ford can get you whatever vehicle you want or need. That's correct. They don't just sell Fords. They have Chevys, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and occasionally they even stock some foreign whips as well. If it has 4 wheels and an engine, Zott Ford can help you buy it, and they can help you right now. Check out their massive inventory and ridiculous deals at ZottFord.com. That's SCOTT.
Hey, Stefan Arsberger.
Don't know him. Don't know him.
Big fans. Anybody in the room? Well, he remembers nothing from the night he allegedly went on a little naked rampage in a Manhattan hotel.
He's the Fidel player.
He's an expert Fidel player. He choked a stranger,
Wow.
Yeah. Claims he was drugged and robbed by a tranny prostitute. Who hasn't been there, right? Know what I'm saying, guys?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, gotta hate when that happens.
I could totally see that happening to E.
Yeah,
totally.
I think we all could.
I mean, he's had all the elements there.
Yeah,
just not maybe together.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, fingers crossed one day, Jay.
Trannies, prostitutes, robbed, drugged. Pretty much, right?
Not trannies
that you're aware of, but
that you'll admit
you won't even look at a vagine.
Today.
So who knows what's going on down there?
True.
What's with the new thing with the cord in his mouth?
I don't know. It's gross,
very,
though.
Like phallic-y. Like he's doing some weird, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been doing this. I think I've been doing this longer than you realize.
Maybe.
It's weird.
Yeah, he has been doing that for a while.
I'm pretty sure I've been doing it the entire time.
Makes me uncomfortable.
Maybe.
You're just looking at it.
He's a German violinist who plays with the Leipzig String Quartet.
Sure.
Hey, what?
They're one of the best quartets out there.
Yeah, I'd love
and
to hear
he's
some
the
of
key
their work.
piece of that quartet, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that your opinion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. The German Leipzig String Quartet has always been one of my favorites.
What's your second favorite?
No, I got this. It's the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh, God. That's not a quartet.
No, I'm going to go with Trans-Siberian, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a band?
Well,
I was going with the Detroit Orchestra, but, Trans-Siberian's right up there. I hadn't thought about the Trans in a while, but that's a good one. He went on to strangle Pam Robinson of Asheville, North Carolina.
What?
To near death.
What'd Pam do to him?
Well, I'll tell you what Pam did to him. That son of a bitch. There he is. Pam almost asked for this, to be honest with you.
Uh-oh.
He walked through the hallway of the hotel, began knocking on other guest doors while claiming to be room service.
Okay.
All right. Robinson opened her door, and a completely naked Arzberger allegedly pushed his way in, took her by the throat, and violently shook her and threw her to the ground, bashing her head into the walls and shelves of the hotel room closet.
She didn't use the peephole. It's her fault.
Exactly.
Right.
Right?
That's what it's there
Way
for.
to go,
Come on,
Pam.
Jeez.
Who would open? No.
He choked her so hard it broke a bunch of blood vessels in her eyes.
Jesus. Fuck, dude.
I've never seen a
Imagine that, your
strangulation.
eyeballs like bulging.
Have you ever done that? Broken a blood vessel from?
No.
Choke?
I mean, I've had broken blood, but not from choking. What happened?
Not from. I'm trying to think if I sneezed really hard or something, or I did something.
Of course.
I can't remember what it was, but
dude, no, I will say that though. Room service or not, have you ever opened up a hotel door and not?
But if honestly, if it's the middle of the night and all of a sudden you get a knock, room service, you're like,
no, that would be
even
like,
more so to me.
Yeah, if you didn't call room service.
Yeah, it would have to be like coincidental that she just called. Maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I've never seen a strangulation case like this before. Prosecutor Samuel Cox, Cocks, not Cox. He's got the traditional Cocks name. Yeah, Sam Cox. Big guy.
Oh yeah.
He nearly killed a 64-year-old woman. She was 64.
Oh jeez.
Poor little woman.
Imagine that. He's nude, just knocking on random doors. She opens it and he just goes, "Ah! What's up with this guy?" Go back to the Fidel, sir.
Cox said hotel surveillance footage shows him walking to his room with a woman who is not his wife and a known prostitute. 40 minutes later, she's seen leaving his room with his iPad. So she nicked his iPad. His defense claims he was poisoned by a date rape type drug and called him a victim of a crime. He was the victim. I spend my time now investigating what happened that night to find out because I have no memories at all. His passport was seized, so he's been stuck in New York since March, leaving him unable to continue touring with the Lipzig String Quartet.
And that's what sucks about it.
Which is the true shame in the story.
It's the one who suffers overall.
Not them as much as the fans. I mean,
I agree.
You had tickets to one of those concerts, and now you're just like, God.
Well, it's caused problems. Seriously, his absence has created a new drama of its own. It's caused the Wigmore Hall. We're all familiar with the famous Wigmore Hall in London.
The Wig.
Yeah.
Call it the Wig.
Yeah. Yeah. They've canceled the Lipzig String Quartet concert scheduled for June 27th. One of the venue's employees wrote in a classical music forum that the quartet had been unprofessional and dishonest, claiming it did not inform Wigmore Hall that Arzberger would be unable to play and that his spot would be filled with a replacement.
Yeah. They tried to go on as a trio, as you know. It just didn't work out.
No, why would it? And a replacement? You don't replace someone from the Leipzig.
I'd be pissed if I went to see these guys and all of a sudden it's not this guy doing the one part.
It's like seeing the new Guns N' Roses.
Right.
You're
Bullshit.
Okay.
But you bought tickets for Axel, Duff, Slash, Matt,
right?
And Steven.
Of course.
The venue's director claimed
Izzy
and Steven, thank you. I said Matt, not Matt Swarm. He was on the second GNR. Claimed that the quartet had broken the contract. They've broken their contract. And they put this post out to fans. Please stop emailing us. The decision to cancel is final. You have broken the contract, and this correspondence is now closed. No further correspondence will be read or responded to.
Oh no! Oh please no!
The Crown has spoken. Order.
Oh my God!
Was that Loudy?
It's not as loud with the headphones on.
Yeah.
His musician partners, as you would expect, are standing by him.
Sure.
They're saying they're writing their fans that he's been the victim of a serious crime. We feel great solidarity and hope for a sudden end of that nightmare. Stefan, we're with you.
It's so out of character that I almost tend to agree with them.
Yeah.
I think he was drugged.
Well, still doesn't explain how he got a tranny prostitute to his room, but whatever. It happens.
Well, again.
Who hasn't been there, right?
Oh, we've all
been there.
Righty?
Oh, exactly, Jay. You're right, Jay.
What do we got for email?
We do have some email, but before I get to that, don't forget about our Amazon tab on the homepage. Please use it. The Canadian tab is there as well under help the show. Go to Amazon, shop as you normally do. We get a nice little kickback, so it's a great way to donate. Ross writes in, episode 261 must mean 361, is comedy gold, from the fucked up cold call at the beginning to the straight edge dickhead with a giant stick embedded in his ass, all the way to the end where Eric is trying to pass off his reading skills as anything but extreme autism. I love you guys. Can't stop laughing. I don't know. Maybe it's the tab of acid that I took before getting on this bus, but don't let that take anything away from how awesome episode 261 again he says is.
Yeah. What is this stick in the ass?
Yeah, well, I don't even remember that.
I don't either.
Beginning the straight edge dick head with the giant stick. The guy that we called this, he had a stick.
Yeah.
I won't.
I like the horse guy at the end.
Never stop telling everyone to fuck off, Ian. Suck a bag of dicks while you're at it. Goodbye, BUI.
There you go. Ian.
Thank you.
Emily writes in, Jay, Mike, and the Dick Scratcher. Last week, you discussed a story about a guy with a broken dick. My friend, who attended Big E's comedy event and thought he was retarded, is a physician's assistant at a local hospital. That's
kind of like a shot. Why do you have to throw that one part in there?
Well, we wanted the full context of who this person is, right?
Yeah,
she worked in the ER for many years and has the best stories. My personal favorite is similar to the broken dick story. Here's the story as told to me. A man probably in his late 20s who spoke no English came in no pants and in excruciating pain. Since he spoke no English and didn't have Walters to translate, my friend examined him. His dick was bent in half at 90-degree angle sideways.
Come on.
Imagine a 90 angle in the middle of your penis. Literally purple and blackened from bruising. He was hurting so bad they couldn't even cover him in a sheet because the sheet hurt his unit. He was screaming in pain and kept telling the doctors,
put him down.
My weenus. My weenus. Apparently, after a translator arrived, he admitted his girl was a little rough on the reverse cowgirl and bounced a little too hard, missing the penis and breaking the cartilage.
No.
That's what we talked about.
Put him down. Shoot him in the head. Why don't surgeons have guns on hand?
Yeah.
You can just end this nightmare.
His weenus, as he called it, needed major surgery and likely would never get hard again. His buddies brought him to the ER and continued to laugh and giggle as the guy screamed in pain and wouldn't let them close the divider or cover up his weenus penis because the sheet hurt him. Nice buddies.
Right.
Wouldn't you pull it back yourself? Wouldn't you just try to straighten it out?
God.
Like if you broke your finger, you just try to pop it back in?
Yeah, like a shoulder out of, what do you call it?
Yeah.
Dislocated?
Dislocated shoulder.
Try to put it back to get rid of the pain.
Yeah.
Maybe. It happens, so stay safe, Mike and Jay. Big E, no reason to stay safe. Just keep having sex without pleasuring the woman. Just worry about yourself. Vagines are so scary. Yeah. Love the show. Wiggy face, wiggy face!
If you really believed that he would have to have major surgery and couldn't get hard again, what would be?
Yeah, you got to put that horse down.
What's the point
Seriously.
of going on?
Right.
Horse with a broken leg. Horse with a broken leg. Put the sheet up around him so that the rest of the audience doesn't have to see it. Boom! Right there in the waiting room.
Isn't that amazing? I haven't thought about that in a while. The fact that they put horses down with broken legs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That happened, by the way, at the Belmont.
Yeah.
One of the horses in the races.
It's like, really? With all the technology, everything, we can't like give the poos like a prosthetic?
I know. It doesn't make any sense to me either. I think there's a reason like that. It's really important for them to put weight on something. If there's,
I don't know, man.
reason.
I feel like there could be a prosthetic.
Yeah.
Especially what those horses are worth. Those racers. I don't know. Josh writes,
that guy's getting like $100,000 a day for his nut.
God, what's his name?
American Pharoah.
Yeah, American Pharoah.
Yeah.
Josh writes in, heard the Pandora ad, and I've been listening more than normal trying to catch it, so you finally heard it. Does it help the show to click the ad? I assume so, and I did repeatedly. No! Don't click the ad.
God.
You're already a listener.
Jesus.
Don't do it. We get charged by the click.
You
we do?
asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We want to preserve our clicks for new listeners.
Right.
Please don't click the ad.
That's the worst thing you
Nothing
could have
magical
done.
will happen.
Right.
No, I think we're paying. I don't think we're paying click for the ad.
I think
No.
that's part of the...
No, that's something else.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think they rate how many clicks, but I think we've paid what we're paying.
All right.
Wow, nonetheless.
Yeah. Click away.
Please act responsibly, people.
Right. God, that's
Please.
That's the worst thing you could have done.
Nonetheless, Josh. Elise writes in, Your Highness, cult leader, and the others. I spent this past weekend moving. In anticipation of the horrors of moving, I purposely fell behind in my TDC listening so I could be entertained during the moving process. The guys were working away when suddenly the language became not workplace appropriate. The guys stopped working and looked at me. I'm assuming the mover she's referring to. The only girl
I didn't care.
Looked at her, the only girl in the house. I immediately apologized. So sorry, my bad. That's on me. They loved it. 8 hours later and a short lesson in podcasts, and they were hooked. The next morning, I took my poos for a walk in my new neighborhood wearing my TDC hoodie. I was heading toward a new neighbor walking his dog, got ready for the obligatory head nod and acknowledgement. but instead I was met with a, God damn it, look at that Proops.
No.
I already have a good feeling about this new place. Thanks for making moving fun. You guys are the best. Winky Base!
That's
wow.
awesome.
Look at that Proops.
Look at it, Proops. I was walking along. Moaner's making me go for a walk. It's a chilly morning. Look at that, Proops.
So Ash writes in and says that Big E, he earned the title of show supporter today. Ash says that she private messaged him today, and my man actually interacted with a fan several times too. How cool of Big E. He's putting the effort in behind the scenes, boys. So don't be so hard on him when he checks out.
The show?
When he checks out, when Jay says, we do have some email, Mike. So you're actually doing shit beyond the show? Like
it wasn't that much. When we talked
during the show, though.
No, it was about the race. She's we know her. She's the one who lives in like North Carolina, I think, or whatever, or something now.
Yeah.
Oh, she's up from Michigan to visit family, but she just asked me about the race, and I got back to her. That's all it was, I think.
During the show, though.
No, not during the show.
Oh. I thought she was saying during the show. I was like, wow,
no,
yeah,
she's
that's
saying
hard to do.
outside the show.
Outside of the show.
Oh, okay.
Insinuating that I was doing stuff other than the time I showed up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
No, that's good.
Apparently.
I guess.
He's pulling his weight.
Ash is a big listener, too. That's good.
Okay, so now we have
you're welcome.
Follow-up. We'll close out the day with a follow-up on a story we told before, or that Mark told before. One of our favorites, the quarter-inch fidget arm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Judge Wapner, Officer Walters, and Moppy. So the group photos from the trip were posted, and wouldn't you know it, Betty works to conceal her fidget arm from photos.
Oh, no.
Most of the shots with her in it had her turning the small arm away or partially standing behind someone.
Oh, no.
The only one I could get was this one. At least I got this one for science. Check it out.
Oh, my
It's a little wee fidget arm.
Look at that Proops arm.
What is it, 2/3, you think? 2/3 an arm?
I don't know.
Something happened in the zygote stage. We don't know. We can't explain
The idea, though, that he's going through several images. And,
oh, yeah, he's trying to find something.
Coincidentally, she just, I'm facing the wrong way, or
yeah.
behind somebody.
It kind of looks like a leg with a what's that thing you take off at the wedding? The
garter.
Kind of looks like a leg with a garter.
You think so?
A little bit.
Are those the actual faces of the people, or?
Yep. They're all smiling. That's why they're smiling. Yeah.
Those are the actual faces, you asshole. You son of a bitch. We'll save the rest for tomorrow. So thank you for the follow-up, Mark, though, that you know, put an image to the story. It's good.
Yeah, that's whew. Wouldn't want to be left-handed and go have to shake that. That'd be tough.
That would be an awkward situation.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, let's call it a day. Thanks, everybody, for hanging with us. We appreciate it on a Monday. Anything else we got to mention? I think we're good, right?
We're good. Have a great Monday, and we'll see you Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll do it all again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to the guy, watch you grow.